Hey fellow old people, it's Old Man Curtis for No Games for Old Men, and today we are doing an unboxing of the new version of Kill Team Into the Dark. Now, you've likely already seen a good number of unboxing videos about this. We are not part of the pre-order folks, so we don't get stuff before it's released. I bought this at my friendly local game store, Guardian Games. They do not sponsor us, but I do like them quite a bit. And I've also watched a lot of the unboxing videos, so I'm going to try and cover the stuff that I've had questions about after watching those videos, and maybe you have too. So let's get into it. Trusty knife. This blue knife actually is one of the old ones from the old kit from Games Workshop. It was their old tool kit, and it's pretty nice. So under here you can see the back of the box. It's pretty awesome. It's got the different folks. You can see they do discount over at Guardian Games, in case you saw the price tag there. And they are available to buy online. As I mentioned, they are not sponsors of our channel, although we are totally open to that if Guardian Games would like to sponsor us. Probably need a few more subscribers. Alright, the tape is cut, and it is time to pull open the box. Woo! Here we go. Alright, well, there is no shortage of plastic inside this box, that's for sure. We have got our scenery here. We've got some of the broken pipes, generator pieces. Seen a lot of this stuff already. More of the same. Looks like there are two sets of everything in this box. Here we go. These are the double wall sections. Get a chance to look at that. We got the door pieces here. Okay, one of the things that has confused me so far about the door pieces is how they actually connect. So it looks like it connects, if you take a look here, and we get the system to actually focus on that again. Make that happen. There we go. Looks like we're going to stick it in between that. With the bar of the thing will go in between, and then, or does it go on the actual? Yeah, there are nubs there for the door hinge to rest in, right there, and then the cap. There's got to be a cap for that somewhere. Is it on this? Yeah. Okay. So this piece right there gets cut out and then holds it down. Well, that makes sense. Nobody seems to be covering how the pieces actually go together on that door hinge part. I think it's probably because once you see it, it's very, very obvious how those things go together. But it wasn't clear to me, and so I'm glad that we were able to figure that out together. We've got, this is a special piece. It looks like these are some of the parts for the armsman. It will not focus on that, and I don't know why. Let's see. Can we get that? Yeah. There we go. Alright. Ooh. All little bits of that. These are pretty great. You know, I've been a fan of the armsman since I saw that Jess Goodwin sketch way back in the mid-90s, and by then it was already half a decade old. But it's really neat to see some of that old stuff getting reproduced and created in actual plastic now. It's a really good time to be a Games Workshop and Citadel miniature fan, just because so much of their detail stuff, not their detail stuff, I'm just rambling because I'm trying to figure out what to do with my hands while I'm talking about this. So much of their back cannon. Like, we're seeing new squats. The Leagues of Votan. That's a really neat thing. Let's get into the last sprue here of scenery details. I really like this scenery. I'm excited for the next few that are coming out. Likewise, like I mentioned before, if you haven't already, there are some very good videos of people who got the box pre-release and had a chance to put everything together. And the modular way that this stuff goes together is pretty cool. We've got our Kroot here, at least one of the sprues for the Kroot. There are 3 sprues for everything when it comes to the characters. And I'm really excited to put these guys together. I remember when the Kroot and the Tau were first released, and it was such a big deal seeing a new faction come in that wasn't directly related to Warhammer Fantasy. The Kroot really did. Oh wow, some of these heads on. Can we get these? Can we get these? Let's see. Probably just too tight. There we go. Can't see the background between them. So yeah, you can see the different heads that are available. That's just really cool. Anyway, as I was saying before I interrupted myself, the Tau were just such a revelation because they were completely different, completely new. There was a lot of talk at the time that they were anime inspired, which, yeah, they are. But they were trying to compete with other games and other things in existence, and it takes so long to be able to generate these sprues and you know, at the time cut steel and do the things that you need to do to be able to make a make an injection plastic mold that maybe they were directly trying to compete with something, but if that's so, they were trying 2 years before we ever got the idea of Tau. Although there are some interesting old lore details about the Kroot. It looks like we popped off one of the caps, although that's not an issue. It was going to have to get popped off anyway. There are some old lore details about where the Spirer suits from Necromunda came from, and there's talk that it was from Kroot traders in their war spheres. Now, I've still been trying to find a site for that source. I remember it back when I used to go to the Battle Bunker in LA, and we had it in a publication, and I just can't remember which one. So if you know what I'm talking about and you can help me find the source for the Spirer armor coming from Kroot traders, pop it down in the comments, because I'd love to be able to talk about that. As some of you may have already known, the names for the Spirer suits are all translated into, or they are all words that were eventually added to the Tau language and are direct correlations, like Yeld and Jakara. They are talk about flight and mirror respectively, and so it's just neat. It's just neat to see how those things which had no bearing on anything and were just something in Necromunda all of a sudden have some deeper lore purpose because they're added to this new race that came about. Now, one of the things that I do love about new Games Workshop box sets are these art poster things. Now, they have a purpose. They protect the books from the plastic, and this one has suffered some damage. Like that's a rough hole. That's a rough hole right there between our two guys. But I still think these are neat. I used to have a whole bunch of them on my old office wall, but there is there's a lot less wall space on my new office, so they all get tucked away. We've of course got our books and our instruction manuals all in here. There we go. Let's get this open. All right. Always good to have a spare rule book. Never upset about that. So everybody's familiar with our core rule book here. Everybody's got that, at least if you're interested in the game. Here is the Into the Dark in particular. Very nice. Take a quick spin on this. It is a hefty book, the Into the Dark book. A little heftier than the other Killzone books. Look forward to putting these together. I really, really like the squad aspect of this game. It's made me really eager to try a bunch of different kill teams. I have Gene Stealer Cult. I never had Gene Stealer Cult before, but it was really easy to make a Wormblade, and I got almost everything I needed for that in the original Kill Team 2018 box, and then happened to have Kellermorph and the Sanctus models from another another round of something or other. I can't even remember where I got them now. We of course have our cards. These I might actually just keep bundled up since I have another set. Although apparently these have a correction that to some typos and misprints that were on the original set, but I haven't really used the cards in game. I mostly just refer in my book, so I haven't really checked. Of course, we have our dice. I will add these to my dice pool, and our bases for the minis. Now, the bases for the minis are plain. I don't really know how I'm going to base these new figures because I kind of like to I like to put a lot of stuff on them, and since the new this is, I almost feel like I need the Necromunda bases because this has the like grid floor. Like it feels like it's almost like the Zone Mortalis flooring, and so the grid system and industrial look of those feel like a good choice. But all the stuff that's coming out from Games Workshop is like barely based. They just put a little bit of grit on it and then paint it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. You can see here on subcam that the floor base tiles. But let's see if we can get this open. Put it on the big. Fill this up. There we go. So we've got here. Oh, fortunately my light's shining on this, but got one side that's kind of red and almost like red alert, and then the other side is a little bit more base color. So that's pretty great. That's pretty great. We can fold it all up. All right, good work. Good work, everybody. Curtis from the editing bay here, and I noticed when watching Eons of Battle's unboxing of Into the Dark that I'm missing the token sheet out of my box. And, you know, this happens on occasion. It's pretty rare. And Games Workshop customer service is actually really good about getting replacements back to people. So in case you're wondering why I didn't mention the token sheet in the video, it's because I didn't get one. Okay. And that is the Into the Dark box. Now the real question is, which one of us is going to do Kroot first? Will it be myself or Old Man Dan? We'll see. Check it out as we start Season 2 of A Tale of Two Gamers, where I'm going to be working on my Gellerpox Infected, and Dan is going to be working on something out of his Tau box. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave comments in the comments area about how you like that to have gone different.
See you later.